Yeah, we're gonna talk our way through this one.
All right.
The audio turned out pretty well last time. So.
Yeah, I did.
Talking.
I was pretty impressed. Oh boy, I get to talk my way through playing All Wall in 2017.
You do.
What a time to be alive.
And we're gonna play crap that's gonna rotate pretty quick, so.
You're playing a deck that's not meta relevant. I'm playing in a symbol that's not meta relevant. Let's go.
Oh, you did play Sasquatch? They're totally relevant.
I built this one for Garrett. It's got 75 points in it.
75.
Only now the question is Gary's going to show up.
He's not showing
No,
up.
he's not good.
I have money for him.
We are recording though, so.
No.
I have money for Garrett. Yeah, I'm glad we caught that on too. That's lovely.
They're what we need. They're how you get rid of Gary.
No, we
I wasn't
didn't. We
even
didn't
paying
roll yet. You got a 7 again, and I got a 9, so I'm going first. So awesome. I don't know how I work.
So we're talking through this again.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a lot of options to go with, which is really nice when you're. This is aiming for a late game, so it's really nice to have options. That's not like these aren't really that useful to play. So usually, what I like to do with these is when like I'll usually try to go like this is a high priority card, so I'll probably go 3. I think this has higher priority in this deck. So I want to play these 3. I want to play these 3 on 3 because these are the 3 best cards in my hand. So I want to make sure I pass them. I have 1/2 check in the deck, but it shouldn't. It should like basically not be like much of a gamble to get these 3. Then I'll go for this on a 5 because I don't care if I fail this. And then if I make it to 5th card, I'll just go for it because I want to build as many cards as possible at one. So that's gonna be how we're gonna play out. So I'll go High Seas on 3. I'll go Student the Grand Chronicle on 3. And then Quick and Precise on 3. So that's great. That played out pretty much exactly how I expected. So we'll go Avarice on 5, and so this might or might not pass. And we got Avarice on 5. So then we'll go What Lies Ahead on 5, and that'll pass.
Strong build.
And then I'm just gonna pocket these. I'm pocketing this because I want it to pass for sure because it's a really strong card. But this is just more relevant in the early game, and then I don't care about what happens with this. I'll probably review it even next turn.
I'm not reviewing anything because I'm going to want to build as much as I possibly can. I'm the aggressor in this matchup, or at least in my mind I am. I want to save this now that I see what he has on board. And I'm going to want to push this out, probably in this exact order, just to see how much build I can get. I'm not reviewing to try and find attacks at this point because I'm expecting to dump my entire hand and just eat whatever he throws at me because I'm assuming that I can kill him a world faster than he can kill me. So we'll go with our build.
We have never played this matchup.
We've never
before,
played
for
this
the record.
matchup, so on 3, on 4,
Oh, look at you go.
on 5. There we go.
How? Can I ask you about Dragon?
All right.
We both got a 5 build.
So I'm gonna ready up. I'm gonna review my other Avarice because that doesn't really. I don't have any order attacks in this deck, so it's not really relevant to whatever I'm gonna draw. And I got. This is a pretty aggressive hand actually. I don't have any sources of card draw here. So I want to hang on to this for the not for this turn, but I want to have it for next turn, and then I want to scale into getting more of these. So I definitely have these. These are going to be good to drop this turn because these are going to help me stay alive. And then I'm kind of stuck in a weird spot where I have 2 of these, and this is a pretty strong poke. So I think I'm just gonna play these 2 out and see what happens. Do you have 1 card in hand? Yeah. So I think the correct play here is just I'll go throw it down on 2. We're in 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Sagaki Offering on 5. 4, 5, sure. Okay. So that'll pass. So we get the 1 speed and 3 damage from Throwdown. Yep. And so I'm just doing this. I'm gonna see if he held the high blocks, because if he didn't, I get a draw card. So why not? And it's gonna deal a lot of damage. So first enhance, I'm going to. I'm not going to play Quick and Precise because even if I stun him, if he has the block, it's not really going to change the map on the block at all. So I'm just going to go 4+ to see if I can rock it. And it passes, so I draw a card. That's pretty good.
Okay, so I'm the aggressor. At least I'm still assuming that I'm the aggressor at this point. I've never played this matchup yet, and I know what my damage output is. So, you know, I showed you what was in my hand before, and if I want to have a possibility of running him over, I'm going to need it. So I'm going to let this happen, and hopefully not regret it too much. I'm still gambling on the fact that I'm the aggressor. So
I'll go 4+ Magnum Man. That's only going to be worth 1 damage, but 1 damage is, you know, you can't argue with free in this game.
10's 10.
So, and I'll send it in for high 10.
And I'll take 10.
So I can draw a card off throat down here, and I stay with a pretty aggressive hand here. So he hasn't blocked, so this isn't too live. But I also, so at this point, I got a bunch of free damage, but I don't want to risk checking badly. Like if I check badly on these cards, I'm dead. Like I've got 20 life, so they're like I'm just dead against any kind of aggressive deck. So the correct play I think here is to just hang. Like even though the cards I drew aren't like super like this was good, and then but like this was like so like this was good, but this wasn't so good. So but we're just gonna pocket that I think, and we're just gonna build out for the rest of the turn because that is the low risk play. So I do want to drop this first because this is more important, and that passes. Now I'm going to play this because that's on 5, and I'm just going to play that afterwards anyways. So we're going to pass that, and then we're just going to kind of go through the rolling 5s. So 3, 4, I don't need Magnum Man that badly on his turn. And then we'll pass turn there. So deck doesn't use momentum. Well, yeah, deck doesn't really use momentum, and then this is gonna go away. So I'm sitting like for hitting 1 bad check, I'm still sitting at a pretty good spot to defend myself with these cards. I've got like decent block mods for whatever he's gonna throw, without knowing exactly what he's got. I've got strong defensive foundations here too.
Got Master, Magnetism, Way of the True Warrior. That just removes keywords. 2 high Cs. So I'm gonna have to start burning through his resources because he's starting to build up wall cards, and I'm minorly concerned about that. But like I said, I think I can put him down. So I'm technically only 2 life lower than he is right now, even after eating 10 damage. So it's back, baby. So we can do stuff like Hunt Dragon. We got the ass attempt. Oh, that's good for me. That is all kinds of good for me.
Sure is.
I might do this then. We'll see what happens here. Hop, hop. How much can I get out of that? 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage I can get out of that. 14, 15, 16 maybe? 16 damage this turn? Yeah, I'll probably do 16.
I mean, assuming that I don't like, you know, Wu-Tang you a bit.
Wu-Tang me a bit, yeah, that's true. We'll see what he does. So on 5, I got 5. First thing that's going to happen is we're going to knock out Way of the True Warrior and drop this down.
So that's a good decision because if I use Way of the True Warrior, it's going to flip and I'm going to get to keep it as a foundation. Whereas if I have High Seas Adventurer on the board, that has to remove itself, so I'm going to be down resources if I want to use these.
Okay.
I think that's important, even though you're going to seal these with, or no, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, are you going to respond to anything?
That's a good question. You have Artful Imposter out.
And Dustin Warrior.
Yeah,
And Lightning Javelin.
That's a good question. So you have Artful Imposter. Do you have a Lightning Javelin in your discard?
No.
Oh, you have Assassination. So if you go Destined Warrior, Artful Imposter, and then you want to pass something, you have 4 resources up. Yeah, that's kind of big.
Again, at this point, I'm either going to go for crazy damage or I'm going to go eat his resources. So if he burns a High Seas, then I'm going to change how my plan goes because then I'm going to a plan of trying to eat up his resources.
I'll let
You want to go?
I'll let
Okay. first enhance is going to be +1/+1 rages.
You're good.
Yours? Okay, second enhance will be Dustin Warrior. Destroy this foundation. Add 1 attack from your discard pile to your card pool. That attack is added to your momentum at the end of the turn.
Yay, assassination 10.
Yours?
I'll pass.
And that readies my raid.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to Artful Imposter to rearrange this.
Kyo2.
Yours?
I'll pass.
I'm going to combo, seal 2 of my opponent's foundation, seal both your high seas.
So, I knew he was going to do that, but
Not that it matters that much, but
I kind of, but that's okay. I've still got some outs, so I should be okay here.
okay. Let's design for combat, actually.
Sure.
Okay.
I will pass.
I will discard my assassination attempt for Kyo to give a +2/+2.
Oh, okay.
Yours?
I'm thinking.
At this point, if you can't block, I have lethal, so we'll see what
I think what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to respond with Throw It Down on the Kyo enhance.
Okay.
I mean, I cancel the Kyo enhance.
That's fair.
So that's going to stay at 6 high 5.
So that's good. Okay.
That's where I want to be right now, I think.
So he's choosing to throw it down as... So he's not blocking with throw it down, which is interesting. Okay.
So I did this because I've got the two high block in my hand, and that's going to be easier to pass than because this doesn't count towards prog in my card pool. So this lets me. Oh, I guess it doesn't really make a difference, does it?
Doesn't make a difference.
No.
I thought you would block with that.
Yeah, I should have blocked with that. That was a misplay on my part.
All right.
That's fine. So we'll go for the block on 8.
Sure.
3, of course. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. So I kind of wanted to check better there than I did, but it is what it is. That's a full block. It's going to go reversal per splat on 5.
Sure.
4. That's not good.
Do it.
I'm going to let that fail. So.
Okay. And now I need to punish him because I need to get some damage on the board. Because I am the aggressor.
Oh, yes!
So on 5, 3, 4, 5. My next check to play a charge or kick attack is +1. Yours?
Yeah, so I'm very unlikely to be able to start blocking these through. Oh, I even forgot I had to commit an extra one for Kyo anyways.
Oh, okay. 4 high 4.
Kyo gives all his attacks
+1 speed.
yeah.
It's like soft speed. And plus that would have been at +1 difficulty? Yeah. Your reversal would have been 2.
Yeah. So I'll take 4.
Okay.
Go to 16.
6. I'm gonna check. See, this is what happened with the last game too. I think I checked an attack on every attack I tried.
Sometimes you're just born better.
One more for 5. Actually, let's keep design.
You need a 6 here.
No, 5, because this gave me +1 to my next one, right? So it's on
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So 3.
4, 5. Oh yeah, 6. I'm being dumb.
Math is
Next
hard.
check gets +1.
Pass.
4 high 4.
Yeah, that's gonna drop me to 12. That's still pretty good, all things considered. That I just let that play out pretty badly.
I got 1 foundation.
Got him.
Okay.
All right, so he's got 1 foundation up, and I've got a lot of foundations. So if I drop lethal,
He needs to find lethal.
I can find lethal.
Yeah, he probably
So I'm
can.
gonna hang on to that because that's a lot of damage. And you're at 18.
Yeah, 18.
So this is all I got for aggressive plays.
Is this committed?
No, it came down already.
Oh yeah, I just played it.
So I drew mostly defensive pieces. That's a shitty proxy, but because Power Struggles goes in every deck in this format. So if he's at 18, so I can make that hit for. So I gotta look at my damage.
Okay.
So I got 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I've got 13 damage on board.
That won't kill me.
That's not gonna kill me. So the correct play here is probably to play defensively.
Is that 12?
I can't drop that because I want to drop this because this is really good, but I need the block zone really badly. So I gotta hold on to that. I'm gonna hang on to my attacks. I could play this and just see what I draw, especially because I don't really need the mid block that badly. So I think that might actually be the play.
Players, if you don't see your name on the board, that means you didn't get the
So and we might get damage on the board with because he only has one foundation up plus Kyo, so that's probably fine. So we'll go Sagaki offering on 5. We'll check 3.
So Steven, you fight
For 5. So first enhance is going to be, we'll go, what am I doing? 4 plus draw card. Checks, draw card. And that's good because this covers my zones better.
I'll pass.
I'll go free enhance plus 1 damage, Master Magnetism.
Pass.
4 plus Magnet Man, plus 1 damage.
Pass.
So we're gonna go to block step. If he's got the high block, this isn't gonna matter. But if he's got the mid block, it's not gonna make a difference either. So I am actually not gonna respond with Master Magnetism, and this is just gonna take the 8. Okay. All right, so that's not terrible. Then we'll go Way the True Warrior on 3, and I'm gonna play out some foundations. I'm gonna play the Power Struggles on 4, and Yahtzee draw card. So I drew a 2, so this is going to be playable on a 6. But it doesn't have a block, so it's not any use to me on his turn. But if I check a 5 or even a 6, there's 6s in this deck. So if I check a 5 here, I'll probably pass it. And we check a 4. Awkward. So that's awkward. I probably don't need these cards on his turn, and this is really good because if he's playing a bunch of attacks that really want certain keywords, having more of these is good. So I'm gonna commit to and pass that. I'm gonna drop him down. So this is strictly more cards that he has to answer now, which is fantastic.
This is where I'm sitting.
So I have all 3 of my zones covered, and then this is kind of like a catch-all, which is really useful.
So at this point,
This is like really where you want to be when you're playing wall deck and you don't really know what to expect. Is just cover all your zones, and then just go further on what's safe. So this is safe because I'm not entirely sure what zones I need.
so I'm going to try to push stretch for a kill here, because that's pretty much my goal at this point. He's got a lot of defensive pieces. He may be able to just shrug this off and kill me next turn, which is obviously worst case scenario, but I would be naive not to try and push for the win right now, because this is probably my most opportune moment. If I let him get more defensive pieces up, he's going to wall me right out. Because I don't have the ability to draw a ton of cards. Design for Combat's really my only ability to dig for more attacks. Otherwise, I kind of deal with card pool shenanigans to get my numbers that I need. So let's go for this classic opening, which he's probably going to high seize, but we're okay with that. Got the Nightmare Booster. We'll go to Javelin on 5. Got it. We'll hit one of the Warriors.
So what this tells me is he's opening with Javelin, but he doesn't have a way to drop more. Oh shit!
Javelin does it.
Yeah, he can drop. Okay, yeah.
We're gonna flash the Javelin.
So we.
This right here, people, really good.
Yeah, it seems alright. So I have a couple of different approaches I can take here.
Double perfect, yeah.
I can high seize it and just go for the block, which is going to stop him, which is going to force him to play more attacks. If he has another Javelin, there's not really a whole lot I can do about that, because then he's just going to screw over my staging area really badly. But that's also probably my best chance to block an attack, because if I don't flash it, he's got momentum and he's just going to make it really fast. Alternatively, I could Wave the True Warrior the combo off it so that he could add the card, but he wouldn't be able to combo it, so I'd be able to hold my resources until I see what his next attack is. But if I do this, I'm kind of resigning myself to the idea that I'm probably not going to be able to block it.
Also, the speed on Lightning Javelin is 5, and if you know anything about thresholds, this card, if he can't deal with that speed, unless he has a 0 high block and he checks a 5.
Technically, it's 6.
Technically, it's 6 because of Kyo. So, and if I look through his discard pile, let's see if he's got any.
I got 6 checks.
He's got 0 high throw attempts. Okay, so he has an ability to block this without committing stuff, but odds are he's probably going to be committing things to block this, regardless of how he deals with it. So if he eats a high seas to flash it and then goes to block it, I'm getting 1 foundation gone because he's going to burn the high seas. Plus, he's probably going to commit something to block it after the fact, if he's going to do it that way. So either way, I'm going to be eating resources again.
So I'm doing math in my head. So if I Warrior the True Warrior it, you can get 1 speed from bridging and 2 speed from Kyo and 1 speed because you're probably, and then it's gonna have
like
plus 2 on my block modifier because it's gonna add another attack in this.
Oh yeah, it's like soft 10.
So it's soft 10. So I'm looking at blocking on an 11, on a 12, which is, or on an 11 or on a 13, which is a little ludicrous. So the best option here is probably to just flash it so that he can't do anything, and then I'm going to see what he does next. But
I like how you continually put me into desperation too when you know I'm running the press.
right? I'm so good at this game.
It's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm down with this.
So you use the Templar block here, so that's going to be on a 5, 6, and then Kyo makes it a 7. We're going to check a 5, 6, 7. So respond, gain 2, draw 2.
Yep. And then you take 2.
And then I take 2, so that's going to put me up to 14 and back down to 12.
Any responses?
And then, so I could respond with the reversal.
Remember, it's got +1
That's going to be,
difficulty.
and it's going to be on a 6 because he gives it +1 difficulty.
Again.
So
committing
then
things.
it's a question of, it's like, I can, if I check well on it, I can get the stun 3, which is going to put him down to 3 foundations. Or I can sit on the 3 foundations and try to block more because I do still have strong answers right now. And so I can try to block out like whatever the hardest attack is going to be. So I think the safer play here is to actually just not block and sit on the extra foundations.
Okay. Carry on.
So carry on.
On 6. 5, 6. And your
Okay,
response.
so we have a new attack here. I don't even know what this does. So okay, you're looking for more momentum.
It's just like a bad assassination attempt.
Yeah, that's accurate.
But I can't run 5 and 6 assassination attempts, and you can't claw. Like I just need more claw targets. Let's just be honest here.
So this is a 5 damage attack, maybe 6, maybe 8, and I have 12 life.
Maybe.
So I don't.
Maybe.
I don't think I have to answer this because I don't believe this is going to make lethal. So I can wait until the next attack. So I'm gonna pass my response.
Okay. I don't want to do this.
And I'm hoping that he doesn't have anything in his hand that's just going to pump it past.
Design.
You're good?
Okay.
I'll pass.
Design.
Yeah. Keep going. I'll pass. Oh wow, that's commit a foundation to do that? That is bad.
It's really bad.
Why are you playing that?
Because if late game, I can afford commit a foundation, and more momentum is always good. And it has EX too, right? So it's
Yeah, I guess it's decent late game, but I don't know.
it's just like a 5th and 6th assassination. So let's go +2/+2.
Sure. And I'll pass.
So it's coming in for 7, right?
Yeah.
7, 5. I think I want it to be 8.
Sure. So this is going to put me to 4 life. I'm probably not going to block this because I have 4 life. Okay.
I'm gonna send it in.
So by taking this and going to 4 life, I'm basically I'm looking at these cards like I'm gonna try to make him like whatever he does. I still have my block zones covered, so whatever he does has to pound through these. So I'm relatively safe here, and I should be able to kill him next turn, I think, if I draw well. Okay. Actually, I'm going to, so I'm at 12. What I'm actually going to do here is, I'm not going to want this next turn, so I'm going to throw this as a block and just let it fly. And then go to 4. So I'm using that kind of as an extra review step. Don't do that if they're playing Death Charge.
I'm playing 6, 5, 6. Any responses?
Okay. So this is a 4 damage attack. And I think I do have to answer this, actually. I can't answer this with Way of the True Warrior because he doesn't care about the keywords on this attack. But I do have to block it. So what I'm going to do here is I've got to high seize it. So that's going to be 4, 5, basically pseudo 7 speed. So on 8, 9, 10, 11.
I think I got you.
I mean, you might have me. I ideally want to block with this because if I breaker him, I don't think he can pass another attack. But oh, that's like my only option. I think you might have me actually.
I think I do. Either you block this and hope I can't pass anything.
Yeah.
Flash it,
It's
block
like
it.
this is like I have a +3 mid or a +3 high. These aren't relevant.
4, 5, 6, 7.
So I have
8,
to
9,
block
10. I'm blocking 10.
11,
11. Yeah, you're blocking on 11.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I can check the 6 on it.
Yeah. I have another attack too.
Yeah. So we have to high seize it. Or
Okay, so you're gonna high C splash it. Okay. Block step.
As much as I want to hang on to this, I have to play the breaker and hope that it's gonna fail.
Okay, so it's at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Check 6. Not a 6.
No, and then I could have went 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And if that had passed, though, the breaker would have stopped you.
Yeah, if you had the breaker.
Well, if that was the breaker. That was the point.
Okay. True stories. True stories. And that's round 1.